Hi, my name is Carlos Briseño, and I'm with the Barcelona Soccer Institute, and I'm here with Stevie Grieve, who is an academy-level coach in Scotland and Switzerland. Stevie, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here today with me.
No problem. Thanks for inviting.
I wanted to start with the first question. As you know, I recently posted a book review of your book that you recently wrote for World Class Coaching. It deals with Sergio Busquets. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about that. The first question that I have, I was wondering is, first of all, just to get a little background information about you, where did you grow up and when did you first start to play soccer?
I grew up in a little town in Scotland called Perth. It's maybe 40 miles north of Edinburgh and Glasgow. It's a very small place. I think I started playing when I was maybe 5 or 6, just with my friends and my dad in the park. And I joined the local professional club when I was about 10. I played there for a couple of years and then just moved on to playing with my friends. And I stopped playing when I was 17, just to take up coaching, because I found that as a player I didn't really enjoy playing the game as much as I probably should have done.
That's great. So 17 is when you started getting involved with coaching, and where have you taught, and what teams have you taught?
I actually started coaching when I was 15. I started playing futsal when I was about 14 or 15, and I think that I enjoyed playing futsal more. And when I was at the futsal, a little boy came up to me and he asked how to do a few tricks, because he saw me trying them in a match and somehow getting away with it. And then I taught him how to do a few step overs and elastico, and I got involved in coaching through doing that, because the owner, or not the owner, but the coordinator for a local coaching company approached me and asked if I'd like a job when I was 16, so I said yes. And at the same time, a local Sunday boys team or a travel team in America would, the coach asked me if I'd like to help with the technical points of the training. So I helped out with the technical side of it and looked at it as what would I enjoy as a player doing, rather than what have I done previously. And from then I've just tried to make training sessions firstly enjoyable, but secondly more towards technical perfection, if you can get as close as that as possible.
Gotcha. I've heard two of your favorite teams are Arsenal and Glasgow Rangers. So how did you end up writing a book about a Barca player, Sergio Busquets?
Just by total accident or luck or chance, depending on how you look at it. Mike Safe, I've got to thank him massively. He's the owner of World Class Coaching magazine and online website, and he sent out an email, I suppose, to thousands and thousands of subscribers. And I emailed him back just saying I would like to do a tactical analysis article, because that's what he was asking for, and what would he be looking for. And he sent me the ins and outs of it, which was, he was like a breakdown of the technical aspect or the tactical aspect of a game, and how the tactical side of it affected the game. So I'd never done anything like this before, and Mike, bless him, I actually had to pretty much teach me how to use my computer for me to do it. So that I just got involved in writing an article about Busquets because I had 2 weeks to spare before I moved to Switzerland, and I fancied doing something in my spare time, and it was just chance really. So yeah, it was just, I answered an email and got on with it.
Why Busquets though, if two of your favorite teams are not Barca?
I think because I've watched Barcelona for 6 or 7 years, when Rijkaard was the manager, when Van Gaal was the manager, and now when Guardiola has been the manager, Busquets has kind of come into the team since Guardiola's been there, and he doesn't get as much praise from people who watch the game. Like, my friends are always saying, oh, David Villa and Xavi and Iniesta and Dani Alves, but I'm always saying to them, we have the discussion, how do you stop Barcelona? And I always came up with the idea that Busquets kind of dictates the play from the starting third of the pitch, and then Xavi gets it in the second third, and Messi's the playmaker for the final third. So I thought, why not give Busquets a little bit of a spotlight, if you like, and thought, well, it's easy to do it on Xavi because he's always on the ball. What does Busquets do? I would like to find out. I'd like to prove to my friends and maybe to other coaches that Busquets is a world-class player. And can we prove it on one article? Which I don't think I have done, but I think we've given a good go at it.
That's great, and you certainly did shine a spotlight on him. What do you think are some of the things you learned about him?
I think that for a young player, I think he's only 23 or 24. He's very, very, very mature, and his decision making and the speed of thought are, I think, as good as Xavi and Iniesta's, because the amount of one-touch passes he plays, especially when you know when a good player's got time and space, he'll pass the ball at the right time. Busquets bumps passes off so early into Xavi and Iniesta that they have more time to go and do the damage in the second and third areas of the pitch. And Busquets, his timing of his passes and the mental transitions that he makes from, sometimes he sees that a play's going to break down, he shuts into where he thinks the ball will go. And he's quite clever in the sense that, I think on one of the pieces of the article, he actually shows a pass to Ronaldo, or I think it's Pepe, and says, go and pass to Ronaldo here. And they go for it, and Busquets wins the ball with interception. And I think just his maturity and his decision making and the speed of thought stood out for me.
That's really well said. How do you think that a coach can teach that to a young player, all that you just described?
I think it's more down to informing players of possibilities rather than telling them, you stand here, when you get the ball you pass it to him. And I think in Britain we have lots of patterns of play and team shape drills, and you get it and you give it to him, and the fullback gives it to the central midfielder and he passes it to him, and everything's kind of pre-prescribed, and it's like telling children or even adolescent players how to play the game or what to do, whereas it's not that easy when you're playing in the park. And I think to get players to react quicker, you need to put them in a situation where they answer the questions themselves and develop the right hemisphere of the brain, rather than just be told that's what you're going to do, and ask players, because they might have the right train of thought, they might give you maybe not the right answer, but statistically I think research proves that 72% more chance of retaining information if the player learns it and gives you the answer rather than you giving him the answer. And I think to develop speed of thought and to develop decision making, you need to put kids in the position where they make their own decisions and you don't interfere with it.